Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really powerful idea that to get lasting change, it's not about the perfect plan. It's about making some key shifts in your mindset. We've boiled down our source material into 10 of these shifts, and we're going to walk through them across 4 main themes.
So let's just start with a feeling I'm pretty sure we've all had. You set a new goal, you're excited, you make a plan, but a few months later, somehow you're right back where you started. What is going on there?
Well, here's the big idea from the source we're looking at today. It doesn't matter what new habit or workout plan you try. If you haven't changed your underlying beliefs, your mental operating system, those old patterns are always going to creep back in. You've got to upgrade your software first.
And this quote right here, this really sets the stage for everything. It's so simple, but it's true, right? Where you are right now is literally just the sum of all your past choices. So if you want a different life, you have to start making different choices. And that all starts with the 10 shifts we're about to break down.
Okay, let's dive into our first section. This is all about clearing out that old mental programming to make some room for growth. This covers our first 2 big mindset shifts.
So, the very first shift is learning how to unlearn. The source uses this amazing metaphor for it. Think of your mind like a garden. You can't just throw new seeds in there and expect them to grow. First, you've got to pull out all the weeds, all those outdated beliefs and assumptions that are just taking up space.
This quote from Margie Worrell just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly explains why unlearning is so important. The way of thinking that made you successful in the past could actually be the very thing holding you back from your future. You have to be willing to evolve.
And that brings us to our second big shift, actively choosing a growth mindset over a fixed one. Just look at the language here. It's so telling. A fixed mindset says, when I struggle, I am a failure. Period. It's a dead end. But the growth mindset just flips the script. When I struggle, I am learning. That one little change turns a wall into a door. It's everything.
All right, let's move on. Once you start rewiring your thoughts, the next step is about taking back control. This section covers 2 more shifts that help you move from just reacting to life to actually making intentional choices for yourself.
Our third shift is a big one, going from a people pleaser to a self-prioritizer. The source points out this is a trap a lot of us fall into, especially women. But here's the key takeaway. Putting yourself first is not selfish. When you're healthy and happy and your cup is full, you have so much more to give to the people you care about. Now this slide shows our 4th shift, and it's such a subtle but powerful change you can make in your head. Just listen to the word should. It feels heavy, right? It's an obligation. But what happens when you swap it for could? Suddenly, you have options. You have choice. It's about freedom, not duty.
So, you've started updating your mindset, you're reclaiming your power, but what about actually doing the scary stuff? How do you move from thinking to acting? Well, this next section is packed with 5 shifts all about learning to embrace that discomfort.
The 5th shift is to start seeing adversity not as something to avoid, but as an introduction. What that really means is that tough times aren't just things you have to get through. They're actually how you find out how strong you really are. Okay, now this right here is a total game changer. And it's actually our 6th and 7th shifts combined. Shift 6. Get this into your head. Courage comes before confidence. You don't wait until you feel confident to act. And shift 7 flows right from that. You build real, lasting confidence by taking small, courageous actions over and over again. Confidence isn't something you have, it's something you earn.
And here is our 8th shift. This is such a powerful filter to run your big life decisions through. Fear regret more than you fear failure. Think about it. Failure is temporary. You learn from it, you get back up. But regret? Regret is that heavy feeling of wondering, what if, for the rest of your life.
So, the 9th shift is about actually putting that into practice with this 3-question reality check. The author uses these questions because they're dramatic, yeah, but they cut right through the noise. The last question especially. It forces you to decide if your tiny fears are really more important than living the life you actually want.
All right, we've arrived at our final section. This is where it all comes together. This is about our 10th and final mindset shift, the one that's all about breaking free from your past so you can really actively design the life you want to live.
And here it is, the 10th shift. Live from your imagination, not your history. The source material is basically begging us to stop letting our past define who we can be tomorrow. Your imagination should be your blueprint. not your history books. This gives you permission to reinvent yourself, to color outside the lines, and to take those calculated risks where all the good stuff happens.
And listen, this isn't just some feel-good theory. The author, Lizzie Wright, is living proof. She literally designed her ideal life on paper and then took the massive, courageous leap to make it happen, moving from Singapore to Bali. It's real-world proof that these shifts actually work.
So, to wrap this all up, we want to leave you with this one final, powerful question. It takes all 10 of these big ideas and boils them down to one single, actionable thing. It's not about some huge plan for next year. It's about one small vote, one choice you can make right now